Cool. So why don't you start, just introduce yourself, name, title, and what you do at Zoe.
Sure. So my name's David Cross, and one of the roles I have at Zoe is child protection. So that involves once children have come to Zoe and they're part of our restoration program, we want to do our absolute best to keep them safe.
Yeah, that's good. So I want to talk specifically today maybe about internet safety and what we can do, what Zoe does, and what people watching this can do to help protect those in their care.
Yeah, and I think for Zoe, what we want to try and do is just talk about things like this. I think one of the things when it comes to online protection, staying safe, the behaviour of predators or pedophiles, and even online grooming, one of the things that all of these things have in common is it's done in private and it's done in secret.
Yeah, for sure. Could you speak a little bit to now is your experience as a parent, and then with people are indoors a lot more, they're having to do school online. How can we help protect those in our care with internet safety and educating people? What are some of the tips that you're doing as a parent yourself?
Yeah, it's a great question, because I think as a parent, when you bring it back home to our family, a big part of it is just to have these conversations out in the open, and just start having the talks with your kids right now, and try and build it. Get away from words being off the table. Use words like real words like pornography, child online grooming, all of these sorts of things. Just have that conversation in a safe setting around the dinner table, and just start to break that fear off. You want to get as early as possible on the conversation to try and start talking to kids about this sort of thing, so that at the point they're presented with it, or they see it either at school or something pops up through an ad that it comes up on their screen, that they already know, oh, this is this thing that we've talked about with our parents. One side of it is obviously putting some sort of parental apps on your phone, but another side of it is there's no substitute for just having conversations. The hardest part is it takes time. Things that are happening now with being indoors more, parents that are trying to juggle working, kids that are doing remote learning, we've all got trying to balance like, okay, I've still got my job to do, yet my kids are home. And we all have this tendency or this temptation just to, hey, throw a device at them. So it's a hard thing for all of us, is we've got to keep saying, okay, make sure there's some apps or things that you've got to block the big bad stuff off there, but also just touching base with your kids, checking their internet history, and making sure they know that you're going to do that. It's not like we sneak around at night doing it. Yeah. It's an open conversation. And it's hard for parents, and that's where I think the role that software can help us. Even setting simple things like screen limits on phones or on devices, it's a helpful thing, because no one wants to keep saying, hey, get off your device, put that thing away, because there's a lot of stuff that we're working through already. So even having things pre-set up that whatever time you've agreed, it shuts off at night. And that way, if there's something or a questionable behaviour, or someone is trying to groom your kids already know that they can't wake up at 3 a.m. in the morning and sneak their phone out and start looking at things all night, because they already know that, okay, well, I'm locked off. I'm off between this hour and this hour. And it means as parents, you can go to bed and you can sleep. Yeah. And you're not thinking, oh, hang on a minute, is one of the kids up on a device? So apps and software are very helpful. They're very helpful, but you can never look at those sort of things like, oh, okay, I put an app on, so now I am risk